Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Starcraft Broodwar. It's Christmas, so happy holidays. Thanks to everybody who stopped by today on the stream. We played a bunch of Broodwar. Actually did a little series versus Love Snow as well. Now I'm here to cast for you guys a series between Scan and BTS. We've enjoyed some great games from BTS lately, and I haven't seen from Scan for a little bit. So it seems like a good opportunity to check in on the man. Is down here on a Minstrel in the bottom right. Quite a difficult map for Zerg, I'll say. I'm not sure how this one's going to go. Interestingly, Scan sent his SCV around the bottom side rather than through the middle, which would be typical. Is he trying to block the hatch? Oh, he blocks the hatch. Uh-oh. That's not good. The SCV easily wins this fight, by the way. He's gonna start a engineering bay. Oh, he gets the drone kill. Are you kidding me, Scan? Having an amazing start to this game, number one. 3 drones had to be pulled, and he'll finally get his hatchery started, but this is absolutely brutal. And there's going to be a CC first from Scan as well. He's going to take full advantage of this good position that he's in by having an absolutely ludicrous economic lead in the early parts of this game. SCV chasing around this one drone. He's going to do his absolute best to try and kill this. It would be shocking to me if he actually got that kill, though. It's so hard to do. So hard to get to just chase this down. Even gonna pull off the damaged SCV. That has enough HP to fight this drone, no problem. Oh, gets a couple more hits as well. Seems like Scan's really leveled up his game in terms of SCV control. At least in the early game. He's doing a great job of chasing and just getting the SCV to slide and actually attack in some of these more tense moments. A barracks is coming up on the high ground. Gas as well. That's going to be scouted by this drone. He actually went 3 hatch and then pool. So that's a reasonable choice from BTS as a follow-up. No, seeing this, it's really important that he actually scouted with the drone. If he hadn't scouted, he couldn't have made this this little adjustment, and this does kind of fix things. It sort of helps. Still, the third base is in an awkward spot. You're not going to be able to defend this with lurkers. Not like a traditional third base on basically any other map. Surprised that we didn't see BTS take this in the bottom left. Corner. Maybe he wants to go 3 hatch all-in muta, something like that. Possibility that he could be going for something else crazy. He still hasn't gotten his layer yet. Layer is super duper late. He actually went speed before layer, which is crazy. Maybe there's going to be a big ling all in. That is a big potential. That's a big possibility right now. Layer in the natural. SCV is just about to go down, so he won't have vision with the on the eggs. There's a big potential for a massive ling all in. Double factory back at home. Scan is going to be going for mech play, but I'm a bit worried for him. Vultures are going to help, but this many lings, like 3 hatch lings all in with a metabolic boost coming up, that's a lot of lings. Metabolic boost is going to be done in just another few seconds, and he is going to bum rush this front. I don't know if Scan's going to be able to deal with this. Just 4 Marines and a single Vulture. He's even kind of baiting out with the Overlord. Oh, I think Scan might just die, boys. This could be it. Lings are going to come around the side. He gets spotted by the Vulture. That's very important. He gets a surround. Oh, what a surround on that Vulture. Absolutely perfect. He snaps the Vulture. And now Scan is in so much trouble. Gonna pull all the SCVs over here to the ramp. If he pulls it properly, he could block. No, he doesn't block properly, and so a lot of the lings will get up this ramp. If he could have blocked that perfectly on the ramp, only a couple of lings could have attacked. And the vulture sitting behind would actually deal a lot of damage, but now it's going to get completely surrounded. A lot of SCVs are going to end up going down. More vultures are being made, and it's 2 vultures at a time. So eventually he will clean this, but how many SCVs are going to fall? Lings are coming into the natural, dealing even more damage. 24 SCVs remain, but this Ling attack will be stopped. Lurker afterwards. Very interesting decision from BTS, who's going to start sending Hydras across the map, which will present a significant problem on the side of Scan. He will be setting up mines, though. He finished up mines rather than speed. And so having the mines out will be extremely important. The Hydras are not going to be able to push in against this. Oh, the Ling's getting a pretty decent surround there. Some of the vultures actually are going to be able to shoot. Mines might connect. Ooh, mines actually not connecting there. Shoot that. Okay. The mine did die, though. So that's unfortunate. Ling's going to run through, clearing out all the mines as they can. These mines are going to end up going down as well. There's still a few more, but most of the mines are now gone. Hydra's starting to push forward. There are no drones. There's only 1 drone at the 3rd base. Hardly any saturation there. There's a lurker egg, but vultures do kill eggs pretty quickly. Lurkers coming running right up into the natural. There is no detection for Scan, and so he'll probably have to go up the ramp. Really no other choice but to just make a run for it. And it forces the lift. Scan is on the back foot. He's just gonna immediately throw down an academy because Science Vessel is way too far away for the moment. For the time being, he's gonna have to rely on a single scanner. He should probably bring the CC up and drop another scanner actually on the high ground. It would probably be worth it, and it looks like he's gonna do that now. Some more drones being added on finally. He really wants to run up this ramp. It's pretty difficult, though, to get these lurkers to run up properly. More Lings are going to arrive, but Lings do not do very well against the Goliaths, and in fact, that lurker is going to end up dying. Academy is done. This game is not over just yet. It is still possible, technically, for Scan to win this. I love the switch, though. This is such a smart switch up. Spire, he's never gonna see it coming. Definitely not. There are enough Goliaths out, so there probably won't be like a killing blow, but maybe he can just fly in with a ton of mutas. There'll be no turrets whatsoever. Get a whole bunch more kills and maybe snipe down a tank or 2. Those mutas are going to be well worth it, I think. First Scan is ready. Gonna break through. Another lurker in the natural. Gonna have to spend a second scan to get rid of that, but then he'll be back onto 2 bases. Meanwhile, a 4th base coming up for BTS. He's spent all of this time building up his worker count and has accelerated so far forward in this game. I'm not sure whether Scan really stands much of a chance anymore. I don't see an eBay. There's an eBay actually done somewhere. Okay, it's floating. That's right, floating eBay there. Turrets are starting to come up. We heard a scan go off. I guess he saw the mutas popping. So he is going to have scans, or he is going to have turrets back at home to help defend against the mutas, and he's pushing. The big push coming across the map. 1 upgrade is done. Just that attack upgrade. Has 3 tanks to try and push through the natural. Some Sunkens are coming up. How many mutas are there? Wow, there's really not a lot of mutas. BTS maybe getting too greedy. How many hatcheries did he make? They really spent a lot of time droning up to 30 drones, and doesn't really have the army to be able to contest this. I feel like there's an opportunity right now for Scan to just bust into this base, no problem. He's just gonna run straight in. Oh my gosh, not wasting any time at all with the siege up. There we go. He will siege. Did lose 1 Goliath, though. Another round of Goliaths making their way to the front. A SCV is coming as well, maybe to build a turret. That would be very strong. Strong way to follow this up. He's almost in range of that lair. Here comes the engagement. There are not a whole lot of mutas here. Just 11 remain. Tanks are going to shove forward. Some lings are coming out as well. Gonna target the tanks onto something other than the lings to make sure the splash damage doesn't hurt these Goliaths. That's a very good decision there from Scan. Running out of units, running out of anti-air, but the mutas are all but gone. This base is going to fall, and both of the techs are here in this natural, so BTS is running out of options. He doesn't really have anything he can make once these two buildings are down. Once these two buildings are gone, he's gonna only be able to make lings. Getting a bit too greedy, thinking he had more time than he actually did with that lurker play. And he loses his natural. Now he still has bottom left. That base is done, but GG is called. Scan takes this game number 1. That was an incredibly close game though, incredibly close hold. If another like 5 mutas had been in that ball, the initial ball that was fighting the Goliaths, he might have killed every Goliath and overwhelmed these tanks, killed everything. And then where would we have been? Scan would be 2 bases behind the Zerg player with hardly anything really going for him aside from a bunch of factories and no further upgrades aside from +1 armor. That is a tough situation to be in. Scan absolutely tenacious going into game number 2. Jumping into game number 2, and I gotta say I'm feeling pretty excited. A lot of good stuff in that first game. Great early game control, some excellent decision making on both sides. And that game could have gone either way. It was very close. I think just a little bit too much droning, as I said before. A little bit too greedy going onto 4 bases as your opponent's just retaking their natural. I've definitely been in similar situations though, where it can seem like you have a crazy amount of time. The Terran players just getting their scans and they're locked up their ramp with lurkers at the bottom. And you're like, wow, you're done, buddy. Like, there's nothing you can do. I'm just gonna, build a bunch of drones. I'm gonna be so far ahead, it's insane, but it happens quick. They eventually get out on the map. I think that maybe BTS could have delayed things better, done a better job of slowing things down just by pulling building a couple more lurkers and just spreading them out on the map, because you've only got 2 scans. It's not like you can scan continuously and just keep shoving forward. You kind of have to slow down and wait, and all he needed to do is buy a little bit more time and everything was going to kick in for him. Now this game, it's another CC first from Scan. He didn't do the same trick though and try to block the hatcheries, so he got the hatchery on time and he's gone for a very standard build, getting the gas and the pool. No 3 hatch before pool this time for BTS. Wall's gonna finish up and there's not much room to punish. This is a great spot for Scan. I wonder if we're gonna see another mech play out of Scan. I really feel the mech play is great. Oh gosh, he's gonna lose that SCV. That's a bit rough, losing your first SCV. But he's getting away with murder for the most part with the super fast CC, so I'm sure he's not too upset about it. Marine's gonna pop out in a moment. Should be able to save this SCV. It's a little bit unfortunate it's stuck right there. It's not really moving and dodging and weaving and allowing the SCV to take less damage, but in the end it's gonna be fine. BTS gets his layer on the way. I will be doing most likely some sort of Mutilus build this game. That's what it's looking like to me, at least. 2 Marines gonna move out on the map. A little bit of false pressure. If only a couple of lings are made, it's gonna be obvious that BTS can hold that. In fact, he's not even gonna move out really. just moving out of the wall so that the presence of Marines on the map might force some sort of reaction out of BTS. So far, nothing. Absolutely nothing. BTS, not at all phased. He's going to build one pair of Lings. My goodness. With 4 Marines out on the map, he's only going to build one pair of Lings. That is balls. Balls of steel. 2 Lings pop out. That's not going to slow down Scan. He's going to keep coming. You're going to lose a lot here, BTS, if you don't build more Lings. There we go. 2 more sets are on the way. The SCV finally goes down, but he sees the 3rd hatchery. Oh boy. This is scary. That is 5 Marines. And there's only about to be 6 Lings. Now 6 Marines. 6 Marines versus 6 Lings is still pretty doable for the Marines. As long as they target fire properly and split properly as the fight begins. Let's start to hit this sunken colony. Pulls the drones to try and help this out. That sunken colony's getting pretty darn low. More Marines gonna come out. Drones are gonna be targeted down potentially. No, targeting down the Lings. Trying to dodge backwards. All the Lings are dead. Except for 1. Target down a drone or 2. Looks like you might just barely get 1 drone. And the second is not going to fall. So, actually a very good hold from BTS. He did waste a lot of mining time and lose 1 drone. But he's still going to be able to hit his Mutalist timing. And back at home, more barracks coming up for Scan. He's going to go into a 4 racks, which is a very sturdy style of play. With his +1 now beginning. It's unfortunate he wasn't able to bring the medics to bear with that fight. Would have gone incredibly one-sided if he had those with him, but that was the nature of the pressure, was being there well before was standard for a push like that. So he was trying to get in and deal the damage before BTS was ready. When SCV goes down, first little Mutalist swipe coming into this main base, but how many mutas are being made behind? Not many. Only 6 total mutas, not even enough to one-shot an SCV. He begins +1 armor, switches back into drone production, trying to get a steady number of drones to really get this economy online. Missing out on some production in this naturally. Does get that production going now as the 3rd base comes up in top right. It's a much better base to be holding. As a Zerg player, you want something that's a little bit more defendable than, for example, center left. Center left was pretty difficult to hold in a normal game, or would have been difficult to hold had that been a normal game. It definitely was not. Hydroden is on the way. Looks like there is going to be a lurker transition soon. Scans coming down. Looks like he scanned for the Overlord. Manages to pick that off over the natural. Still getting some double clicks with my cursor. I don't know what's up with that. It's pretty freaking annoying. I think I have to buy a new mouse soon. Maybe Santa will have to get me a mouse this year. And by Santa, I mean me, because I'm an adult now. As unfortunate as that is. Lurker upgrade on the way. Queen's Nest coming up as well. Hive gonna be started here soon. But already double starport on the way, and these mutas really haven't done much aside from just spot the army of Scan. I think Scan could get a little bit more done if he wanted to be a bit more aggressive. If he sent some Marines up to the top, sent this group of bio up to the top right, that would force a lot of reaction. It would force a ton of more mutas out of his opponent, because it's not quite time for lurkers to be ready. So he needs something as a stopgap between that time and when those lurkers are ready. Between now and when those lurkers are ready. Pushing through the middle of the map as this 1 Marine goes down. He's going to send another Bioforce up towards that top right. Let's see if BTS catches on to that. Or is he too worried about this Marine medic group in the middle? That might be the case. Taking up all of his attention right now. BTS might end up losing the 3rd. I don't see anything headed that direction. +1 armor starts. Mutas are on the way. This is going to be really putting BTS between a rock and a hard place. If he goes up top right to save this base, then he's going to lose his natural. And if he stops this army, then he's going to lose his top right base. Yeah, there's really no good option here. Finally, the lurkers finish, and now he can send his mutas over to that direction, but it's a little bit too late. All the lurkers up here die. Oh, gonna run in straight into the natural as well. Scan just gonna go for broke. As soon as the mutalists leave, he dives in and kills both the lurkers, but he's gonna get cleaned up. All the medics and marines will die at that base, but this is such a good trade, honestly. This is amazing trading for Scan. He's gonna come up with these marines. They will get picked off. That is inevitable. The Lings are gonna help to clean up, and these overlords will survive, but still absolutely worth. 100% worth here for Scan. Defiler Mound is going to start. Radiate already on the way though, and some vessels are about to pop. 4, 5 barracks, pumping out SK Terran. Doesn't have a second eBay just yet, but that's fine. He already has the second gas up and running, but he's only mining it with 2. No, he's mining with 3 now. And so, what can BTS do to bring this one back? How is he going to be able to find his footing in this game when it's already gone so wrong? As just 30 workers trying to get the base in top right up once more. As Hive, of course, time to get a Nidus Canal. And make sure that's connected immediately, because he's not, like, this is kind of confusing me. He's not covering this angle. He's not covering the top lane. So, you know, what's going on in his head that he doesn't fear another counterattack going around that side? One's gonna head around the bottom side. That's interesting. Scan goes down. Bunch of lurkers end up dying right in front of this bridge. First Defiler is gonna head across the map. It's gonna make it, I think. Will these Marines catch it? Oh god, if these Marines catch that Defiler, I think that BTS might leave just out of frustration. Okay, it's just barely gonna make it away. Whew. Ooh, that was close. That was crazy close. Ling's gonna come out. Gonna clear these Marines with the Lings. And should be able to come forward. Oh, no. Okay, we're gonna have a bunch of Irradiates down on these lurkers soon. He should be able to get a Consume, though. And a Dark Swarm at the front. Lurkers in top right as well. Like everything gonna move over towards that top right. So many fire bats. I love it. Scan, knowing exactly how to punish a Zerg player. When you're this low econ, the mass firebat play is so deadly. It is incredibly scary to deal with. There's a few lurkers over here, but that's more than enough irradiates. 4 irradiates should be good. Stacking them up. That does buy some time. But it's possible he just rotates over to the bottom and hits from a different angle. Alright, 1 Defiler pops. Should be able to get a Dark Swarm down and hold this. Defiler at the front, I think that's been lost. And yeah, there's not much you can do anymore against this. It's just gonna be Scan trying to close out this game from here on out. There's no real moment for BTS just yet. He needs to get a bunch of really good plagues, start to snipe a whole bunch of vessels. That is like the only way that he could possibly win this game, I think. Let's see, can he get a big plague? A big plague on this entire group would be amazing. He's going for it. Plague. Oh, plague. Oh my gosh, he really needs the plague so badly. Not going to get it for now. If he plagues this entire group of vessels, I'll give him a fighting chance, but he really needs to make it happen soon. There are multiple more bases coming up for Scan. He's going to be pumping out a huge amount of bio and just rotating around the map, applying pressure all over the place. BTS barely hanging on. Has just enough supply to keep himself in this game and continue his upgrades. hoping that that will be his nest egg for the future, and that maybe at some point he'll be able to come out with a large enough force to fight, but he's not quite at that point yet. He's moving forward with one Defiler, but I feel like it's a bit too, yeah, it's a bit too predictable. It's already been spotted, and Scan knows how to react to that. He's just gonna bring the Marines forward, send one vessel out to get rid of the Defiler, and that should be it. The Defiler pops out, gonna consume. Damn, another lurker goes down. There's way too many vessels at this point. The vessel number is just so scary. I'm looking for an opportunity for BTS. He's gonna take the 4th base and try to win a fight over that 4th. If he doesn't win a fight over the 4th, he loses that 4th. He will definitely lose this game. But maybe if he can keep that base alive and bait the fights out. Ooh, great plague there. Holy, that plague is insane. Actually insane plague. Going up that ramp would be a death sentence at this point. And so he's just gonna back away. Vessel's gonna come through. Pick off a whole bunch of units. Hasn't really been able to afford many Scourge. He's been hoping for a plague. He's finally going to start making some Scourge. And possibly getting some work done with them. Well, that Overlord actually dealing quite a bit of damage. Lings and other things. Taking damage from that Irradiate. Just getting pushed back once again. +2, +3 is about to finish. +2 armor is done. He's starting to work towards Ultra. The space is a little bit lacking on the defenses as he tries to push forward. He's going to turn, move towards the center right for the defense. Can he keep the space alive? Both those lurkers will die. He needs an amazing plague on these vessels. That's what he's got to be looking for. Right now, he's got an opportunity. Can he actually get it? This is it. This is what he was looking for. No! Not able to do it again. Just one single vessel gets plagued. That is not the value that BTS needed. He's going to set up some sunkens, maybe some spores over at this location. Some tanks are coming up now. And he is beginning armory production. So 2 armories coming up. Means that eventually we are going to see a mech transition, which is just a great way to close things out. If you start getting masses of tanks and the Zerg is not already huge, then them trying to grow while being pushed by tanks is so impossibly hard. It's so crazy hard. So he's gonna struggle to make that happen. Meanwhile, not really able to get any good plagues. Scan denying that from him, which is, I mean, a great improvement. Scan, I've seen him play a lot of games versus Zerg, and oftentimes he's getting creamed by Defiler play. Getting absolutely smashed by plagues. But this game, doing a really good job of keeping on top of the army and preventing those plagues from being too massive. There have been some decent ones so far, but hasn't hit the big clump of, oh gosh, this could be huge as well. Ooh, there's a good one. That is a fantastic plague there. Finally, he got the plague that he wanted, that he was looking for. But can he push this army back? If he gets another plague on that, and he brings the Lings in, oh gosh, is he gonna go for this? All right, one Irradiate goes down. Gonna dive in. Try to get another couple of... There we go. Does get another vessel. Bringing that vessel count pretty low. 4 more Ultras on the way. I'm not sure if there's speed yet. Looks like no Ultra speed. He's going to pull all the army together, pooling it up. He's about ready to take a fight with this army. He should be able to wipe out all the tanks. He should be able to kill every tank here. But the follow-up is what I'm worried about for BTS. Scan has armies placed strategically all around this map. Here comes those ultras. Going to engage with this army now, getting right in on top of everything. Great dark swarms on this. Absolutely fantastic dark swarms. Some of the ultras are getting cleaned up. The hydras are coming in and trying to deal as much damage as they can to these vessels while hiding under the dark storm. Some ultras will retreat, but looks like none of them are going to survive. And he doesn't manage to clear all of the tanks. This is looking really rough. BTS is struggling super hard. He's managed to get up to 137 supply, which is pretty reasonable considering the circumstances. Great big plague there in the middle of all this. Base getting taken in the middle of the map by Scan. Just taking a look at the mini map, he's spreading out like crazy, taking more bases and more bases. Some additional tanks gonna make their way to the front. They only have +1 so far, and this is +5 armor tanks. They can take quite a few hits. One Defiler coming out, not going to be casting any spells, it seems. Okay, one Dark Swarm, that's not gonna help much. That Ultra gets cleaned. Another group of Ultras making their way to the front. And it seems like we're almost at the point where BTS can break out. He needs to take another base here soon. We're at 20 minutes in. Gases are going to be mining out. You can see this one already depleted. This one about to be depleted. Needs that Dark Swarm. Needs that big plague. Money plague there on so many of these units. So many vessels got plagued in that. And although he won't be able to push through, at least he is going to lower the HP on all of these vessels and potentially pick them off in a little bit. Coming around the top side, doesn't have a Defiler with this force. Only needs one if he wants to break this army or break this position. Hitting the lower pathway. Gonna potentially be able to shut down this base. I guess that just lifts off though. A few ultras gonna get irradiated at the natural. That's really unfortunate because all of these are super low. Oh, he brought a Mutilist down. He had one Mutilist to come and kill these, clean these up, but he wasn't able to bring it down. That is so sad. He's got two Mutas over here and he's just letting the irradiates continue. Really does need to bring those Mutas down and deal with these as soon as possible. Can't be allowing all of these 1 HP, 2 HP, 3 HP science vessels get away with murder like this. It's absolutely brutal. Gonna take a fight. Diving on top of the vessels now. He should be able to kill every vessel if he targets properly. Like he wasn't able to get the Dark Swarm down in time. And neither is he able to get all of the vessels. Still no fourth base coming up just yet here for BTS. Looks like he wants to take top center. I don't blame him. It's pretty hard to hold this base. That base is going to give you some struggles. Nice job picking off the last of those vessels. About 5 kills, 5 different vessels killed by these two Mutalists alone. Big attack swinging around the side, but there's already a ton of stuff ready in the rally point for Scan. And just the rallied units, not even the main army is going to be able to stop that. So things are looking dire for BTS, as they have been for kind of an astounding amount of time. He has been on death's door for practically the whole game. I'm gonna push forward. Like 90% of this game has been BTS just like seconds away from tapping out, but barely surviving. And Scan is killing off the last of the ultras. The tanks still remain. Still a few more tanks on the other side of that bridge. And you can just see how hard it is to grow into a Terror player who's pushing you with tanks and bio. They're continuously pressuring you over and over again, making it so hard to push in to hold the base. Like, he can't defend this. There's no way he can defend this. He has to bring everything just to break this army, just to keep himself alive. And so, you know, 5 Marines will kill this base. No problem. Coming through with some Scourge. Maybe you can get some connections here. Pick off both of the Science Vessels. No, all of the Scourge die and only 2 connect. 1 on each individual vessel. And GG is called. Scan takes another game off of BTS, but a hard-fought one. BTS showing some tenacity of his own in this game, but not enough to take a win. The mech transition looking strong for Scan as it goes into game number 3. Okay, game number 3 in Scan. Been dominating over BTS. But it's been some reasonable games, some pretty good games, honestly. I feel like these two are pretty well matched. I know that they're both kind of on the cusp of performing well in the ASL, like ACS level players that are quite tenacious. They're very dedicated to the game for sure. You can see both of them playing a lot. BTS on the ladder all the time, constantly laddering, trying to break that ceiling, like get through that top level, like the 80-20 rule, and it takes 20% of the time to make 80%, make it 80% of the way there, 80% of the progress, and 80% of the time to make that last 20%. And I think these two players are kind of in that mode, that kind of end game where they're trying to make that little bit of extra advancement, try to make those tiny little changes that are necessary to reach the highest possible level. Now, another CC first. When are we going to see a punish come from BTS? He can't allow Scan to get away with CC first 3 times in a row, can he? Well, I guess he is. He's just playing completely standard. Trying to get it done with the drone, trying to slow things down with the drone, but it doesn't look very promising. I think we're gonna get, yeah, double racks. Was it drone checking for the gas? There was a gas coming up. You might suspect something else, but with the 2 racks coming down afterwards, it's definitely going to be a full-on bio play. No wall at the front, so there's a potential to do some sort of Ling aggression like we saw in game number 1. Just doesn't have the extra hatchery in this game. He is focusing now, getting his layer done, and working towards that spire. SCV is going to find its way back over towards that main base. Let's see if it gets in on Deja Vu. There's not a whole lot of paths in towards the natural, so you can pretty well cover things if you just have a Ling out in this front area. Have a Ling on the bridge over here as well. Looks like the SCV still hasn't found him. Is that right? I thought he was in here already. No? I have a late scout from Scan, if that's the case. I believe he was just kind of hiding this on the map. Let's see. No, he hasn't scouted the main base. Oh my goodness, such a late scout. Crazy, crazy late from Scan. It's like Ling speed finished up just in time. He's just barely see that there's no third. That is a little bit of important information, but it's not the whole story. Doesn't have very much information on what his opponent is up to. Has no idea if there's a Hydralis Den, if lurkers could be coming. He has +1 on the way, and gonna start stim pretty soon. Things come up and just check the front. It's actually a spire that's gonna be finishing up here soon. He just got the academy, so he doesn't even have a scanner yet. Should be getting that very soon because he does not want to find out about the mutas too late and not have the turrets in position. I'm really kind of shocked that he's not even getting the scanner yet. Look at how little vision he has on the map. He hasn't even seen this corner at all. He has no idea what's coming. I think he's just going to assume that this was a 12 hatch and that mutas are on the way at about 6 minutes. And he's going to be right about that, but this is a pretty big gamble, honestly. Third base is now coming up. Bit funny to see him take this third base. Maybe he wants to play Hydra Defiler again. Has the option of taking a base in the bottom left or top right, but maybe feels like Scan is going to be a little bit too powerful this game with the CC first. That he's going to need to opt for something a little bit more efficient at trading. Getting into Hydra's Defiler might give him that little bit of added efficiency. Allow him to take trades. I don't want to see him try to switch into Ultras again, though. If we're going to see Hydra Defiler, make mass Hydras. Add a whole bunch of Defilers in there and start, you know, trading with that. Start actually fighting with that. Big Marine move out. As this barracks gets poked. That's not really accomplishing much, though, and now that the Marines are out on the map. Oh boy, this is a great move from Scan. Beautiful, beautiful play there. Gets a Muta and almost a second one as well. 9 HP on that. Excellent, excellent job there. More Mutas are going to be made, but BTS is going to be feeling that one. He was feeling a little bit clever, hitting the barracks there, thinking that the Bioforce was moving out. He just sends his Mutalisk back home, but runs right on into those right into that Marine group, and it gets punished very heavily. Scan in a great position. He's adding on the double starport. Gas comes down predictably as you get that starport. Those 2 starports up, you need that extra gas to start incrementing out those vessels. So he's prepared for a long game. Not getting overly eager, trying to push out and stop the third base. He's actually looking for the third now. Hasn't seen this. He hasn't seen the creep since he initially checked at that area. He hasn't scanned that since then. And so he doesn't know where the third base is or if there's even a third base online. Staying kind of near his rally point is a pretty good choice in that case. There's another scan. Let's see. He sees the third now. And what is he going to do with that information? And this starts to move out with a huge group of bio. My goodness, is it a scary group. That's quite a lot of Lings, though. And there's some Mutas as well. 11 total in this first control group. I wonder if he can actually wipe this out. He needs to, yeah, take down some more of these Marines first. Some pretty good volleys there. Dealing a lot of damage and lowering that number by quite a bit. Gonna pull out the injured Mutas and bring together a full stack of healthy Mutas once again. Here comes the Hive. Lurker upgrade is about to finish as well. Starts an evolution chamber. Hasn't started any more hatches just yet. Doesn't really have the income for that at this moment, but he should have that soon. Overlord, unfortunately, coming into the middle of the map. That's probably going to get taken down. One Marine making its way over to this base. Hydra should be able to kill that. Yeah, Lurkers are definitely going to have no problem getting rid of it. Lings go into the rally point. It almost takes a fight with those rallied Marines, but realizes he's probably going to have to follow this. Oh boy, one Muta goes down for free. A few Lings as well. BTS having a bit of a struggle with moving his army around the map without getting caught. And so Scan has picked up a lot of damage, kind of side damage, not real direct damage, but just little bits here and there dealing damage to the Mutiling force of BTS. Now BTS is setting up. He's got a big line of lurkers over near the natural, and he's gonna stack lurkers at the 3rd. So I guess I understand his mode of thinking now, that as long as he's able to hold this area, this is still a pretty tight choke to access. With the stacked lurkers there, he should be able to hold on to that area. Running in towards this natural, trying to pick off some of these reinforcement units. Oh god, Scan gonna pull the trigger on this. He's just gonna go in. Pulling out some Marines. Oh my goodness, there's so many Marines coming in here, and there's not enough lurker fire. The Marines have established themselves in this corner, and we're gonna lose the evolution chamber. Evolution chamber goes down. Lurkers are gonna run up and burrow, but the spines are just not enough. Oh boy, some big spines come out on a bunch of these clumped Marines, but he's actually in range now of this hatchery. He's killed the gas. He's killed a bunch of drones as well, and now he can hold this. Oh, target down the lurkers. Looks like he's gonna get the lurkers and the defilers as well. 2 defilers fall in that fight, and the bio forces will be pushed back, if only for a moment. More hydras and lings come out, but the defilers have to be remade. I think the upgrade was just finishing as that fight was occurring, and so coming in once again, Scan gonna press the issue, running into this pocket. He's in range of the hatchery. He's going after the lurkers. The spines kind of split badly there, and too many Marines survive. Now gonna be killing off this 3rd base. The hatchery is going down. A great technical takedown by Scan. Very good targeting here displayed by him as well, shooting down those lurkers as they run in. More bio units making their way into the rally point and dropping below 50 supply, down to just 46 supply. Things are looking incredibly grim for our Zerg. He's jumping on top of this with the few remaining lings that he has, but he doesn't have crack. He's lost every drone, and he taps out. Scan, putting on an excellent show for us, has taken down BTS 3-0 in this series. Well played by him, and a great series of games to finish off our holiday. It is the end of Christmas Day. I guess I'll be releasing this. It'll be more Christmas morning for you guys, and I hope it's a beautiful one. Hope you guys enjoy the time with your families and enjoy this holiday season. And if you don't have a family, if you're just hanging out by yourself, I hope that this video finds you well and you enjoy it and feel connected to this beautiful group of people that we have brought together, this beautiful community of StarCraft enjoyers. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.